Welcome back to another episode of BanterBall. It's been a long time since we last uploaded, but we've come back and we've come back with a bang. Gwilym Rowlands is here for his first ever entrance, would you say, into a podcast?
I would say appearance.
Well, yeah, appearance. Entrance, appearance.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Who cares? So, cool, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a supporter of Aston Villa. I've been one since I was born, because my grandfather supported Aston Villa and I used to go watch games with him every now and then at Birmingham. We got a season ticket when I was about 5 and we got it until a couple of seasons before we got relegated, so we were in the prime days of Villa, I'd say. And I'm also from Wales, so that is my national football team as well.
So, pretty shocking, I would say. Two average teams there. Let's move on to our...
Excuse me, who are your teams? Manchester United and Scotland.
Manchester United are decent. Scotland shocking. So let's discuss the Premier League, something we've not done yet this season. So just to summarise, Liverpool are going clear of the title, Mourinho has joined Spurs, which is odd, and Leicester are somehow doing well. But despite all that, let's go and talk about the relegation battle already. Teams involved, we have Everton, Arsenal, Norwich, Watford, Southampton, Bournemouth, Aston Villa and Newcastle. So thoughts, guys?
Well, we clearly... I wouldn't say Arsenal are in the relegation battle just yet. I mean, if our form continues like this, then definitely, but not at the moment.
But if you compare your form to the other relegation teams, you are in the relegation zone.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but hopefully, maybe with the new coach, we can change things around. He's only had about like 4 or 5 training sessions.
Mm-hmm.
He's only had 2 games, so it takes time. But hopefully, we can do something about this form.
I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer didn't have many training sessions.
Yeah,
I
look where he is now.
PSG, didn't he?
Yeah, but he's starting to build again.
Yeah, Youngberg has had 2 games.
Okay.
Solskjaer had a career before he went to Man United. He did manage Cardiff
that's a good
and
point.
that random Norwegian team for a bit, yeah.
Well, didn't he win the league with Mulder?
Yeah, but is it really that hard to win the Norwegian league?
I've won the league probably with a team worse than that on FIFA career.
Fair enough. Thoughts on the other teams, guys?
Okay, so I think Bournemouth are a team to watch out for. I think they could be going to relegation zone. I mean, their form has not been good.
When you said they were going to be a team to watch out for, I thought
I think they have to watch out a bit. I mean, their form hasn't been great. They didn't beat Norwich and Watford, but they played them. They're 2 teams you need to pick points off, so I think they kind of have to worry a bit.
Good form to begin with, but slowly going downhill.
That's what you usually see when teams go up a division. You usually see they play well for the first couple of months and then they drop off towards December. So it's interesting to see what happens to Sheffield United as well this season. Because we might have just seen the dropping off.
I mean, it's already been good against Newcastle.
Against Newcastle this weekend, so that might be one to watch as well.
But I think Newcastle are just a bipolar team in general.
Mm-hmm.
This season, Bruce has made us bipolar.
Yeah.
Aston Villa.
I would not say we're in a relegation battle, but I don't think we're going to get relegated. Because we have talent in the team.
And you're taking points off big teams.
We have. Manchester United was a draw. We nearly got a result from Chelsea, nearly a point from Chelsea on last Wednesday. And which other big teams have we played?
I mean, you played Arsenal.
Yeah, but we did lose in the end.
You nearly got
Tottenham, we
Arsenal.
lost though.
Yeah. All those teams though, you've played the majority away from home as well, so you've taken some points.
I think
not too bad.
the biggest thing I have to improve on is the consistency. Make sure you against the teams around you need to get the 3 points like you did.
And the defensive aspect of Aston Villa is shocking at the moment because we have El Mohammadi back in the right back because Gilbert, he's either injured or he's not allowed to play because of bookings. So I'm not too sure at the moment if he's going to play on the weekend, but hopefully he does because El Mohammadi's a threat to Aston Villa, not the other team at this moment in time.
I mean, other teams we've got down there at Everton who are going on a bad run of form. Norwich, I'd say, are starting to be revived again. I'd put my money on Norwich staying up this season. I initially thought they'd be mid-table.
I think we have Arsenal to thank for them being revived again.
Watford. Maybe, let's see.
They have the squad, I think.
Southampton, again, I don't know. But Everton, I think, based on their current run of form.
Yeah, no, but they did just sack the old manager, so I think they can I think with a bit of like a new manager and a new face, I think they could move up because they obviously have the money to do it as well.
They sacked Marcus Silva.
Yeah, yesterday.
Last night, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
But you know who's favourite to join them?
Who?
David Moyes.
Oh.
Yeah. I
David
call it
Moyes
now.
joining
I call it now.
Moyes'
Everton are going down to the Championship this season. I can call it now.
I mean, I think Arsenal's a little bit of a stretch, but it's just banter. Moving on. Probably one of the biggest surprises of the season, Leicester City. Are they realistic title contenders?
I'd say they are. Just because Liverpool are major flops in the second half of the season, aren't they? They do like to give away a title. Like Gerrard slipped back in the day and then last year as well, so what says it doesn't happen a third time?
I think it's about, especially Leicester, they have sort of a new squad coming through, like with players like Maddison, Tielemans, Harvey Barnes. I don't know if he's new, but yeah.
In last January.
Yeah. So I think it's about like the grit and determination from this point, because like obviously I don't think many of them have been like in this position before in the league. So it's about seeing that through, and then maybe even if they don't win it this season, which is like highly unlikely, next season definitely they could be title contenders.
Overall, I think the team's probably at a better stage or better level than the other team was, the one that won the Premier League back in 2015. I think technically they're a better team. I think again, if they can improve the consistency, I think they can challenge. But I think they have to watch out for like teams like Man City, because Man City will just win every game. They are 5-5,
aren't they?
They're exciting though, Leicester. Like, they're a team I want to watch on television.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Would you say they're the team to stop Liverpool? Because at the moment Liverpool are really going on a run of form, which is hard to stop. Manchester United, the only team to take points off them this season. What are we thinking there?
I definitely think on Leicester's day they definitely can and stop Liverpool, but then again it is Liverpool. They always manage to count the goal.
They do.
Liverpool, as they say.
But yeah, any other thoughts?
I did have a thought. Oh, it depends. It depends. Well, I thought because you know how the Leicester manager is heavily linked with the Arsenal job.
No, he signed a new contract.
Yeah,
Did
it's
he?
signed to 2025 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's still interest from Arsenal.
But if you just sign a new contract,
true.
it's really significant.
And
plus it's us.
And Arsenal have then paid
True.
15 million for the manager or something.
40, wasn't it?
14, 15
Yeah,
million.
yeah, exactly. But I feel like Leicester could take over from Liverpool because Liverpool just need one slip to get the confidence away. Because I feel like right now they're just riding on confidence. They're not as skillful as the Man City team and they don't have as much depth, I don't think. And also the Leicester team is looking more promising than the Liverpool team for me right now. But if they do keep their players in good form and they don't get a knock, I think they could win the league this season.
Yeah, I think they have to make sure they keep their defence like at a good level, because I mean this year it's nowhere near as good as it was last year. Like they are conceding goals a game.
Yeah.
Like at least a goal a game. I mean like yes they still win, but if you want to make sure you get the title, you have to make sure you keep clean sheets. So that's one of the key things to do.
Yeah, especially I think with Liverpool's squad depth, it's not the best. Like say, realistically they have Origi that can cover for any of the front three, and for their midfield they don't have that many options other than their like regular starting three, and their defense as well. So if any of the key players get injured, it could definitely be like this.
Especially Van Dijk, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the Everton game, they didn't play any of their main centre mids or midfield. They played, I think it was Milner. They played Lallana and someone else. Was it? No.
Oh yeah, it was Henderson.
And Henderson, yeah. So two of the three on bench.
Well, what about the two attackers as well?
True.
Shaqiri and Origi, and
True,
Origi
and they did
still
come
back
out with
himself.
it. Yeah. But Origi, have you seen the stats? Like Origi has 29 goals and 7 assists at night time, and then 5 goals and like 3 assists in daylight.
Batman. But Ben's point actually brings us quite on to another one about the defence, and that's Leicester City's defence this season. 7 clean sheets, most in the league. 2 players really standing out in that team is Johnny Evans and Soyuncu. Maybe standing out in their own way, not getting the limelight, but everybody's talking about them. And actually, they're actually being linked to Man City moves in January, because Man City are lacking defenders, but those 2 are actually really impressing at the moment.
Yeah, but when you look at the defence of the other teams in the league, Leicester City don't have much to compete with, do they? Because Man City have injured Laporte, Liverpool have Matip out, Lovren's in that. You don't want to be playing Lovren as your starting centre back for a title campaign, do you? Really. But and then Tottenham, there's Alderweireld and Vertonghen are wanting to leave, so they're not really playing for the club anymore. Oh, Davinson Sanchez is in the team now, yeah.
Yeah, I think
yeah.
I think with Leicester, the problem is like the depth again in centre back. I mean, if they lose one of those centre backs, they have to bring Wes Morgan in. Like, yes, he's experienced, but he hasn't got. I don't think he's physically up like at the highest like level he needs to be if they want to challenge for the title. But I mean, like the two they have now are doing very well.
Wes Morgan did win the title in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but so did Robert
also
Huth.
2019. Robert Huth coming up to 2020.
Yeah.
So, moving from one of the biggest successes of the season to probably one of the bigger flops of the season, Unai's bad evening. He's been sacked. Lundberg has come in. They've had draws to Watford, Crystal Palace, Man United, Southampton and Norwich, and they lost to Sheffield. They've not won a game now in 2 months. Form is probably a bit shocking.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts as an Arsenal supporter?
See, I think, well, Unai, maybe it just wasn't happening, like it just wasn't the right fit for us. And so, like, I mean, obviously I appreciate what he did for the club, but yeah, it's time to go now.
We've seen that.
Yeah, no, but I think maybe we'll see with Ljungberg, but I mean, definitely I think Arsenal's focus right now should be to look at getting a more experienced manager. I've heard that maybe Simeone might be leaving Atletico. We could look at Allegri as well. Maybe Carlo Ancelotti.
I mean, managers we got down here are Nuno, Rafa,
Yeah,
Poch and Arteta.
I know, these are just like my top picks for managers.
No, I think Nuno would be decent.
Yeah,
But why would he sacrifice
Wolves.
leaving Wolves to go to Arsenal when Wolves are in a better place?
Yeah,
And
but
they
that's
are
the thing,
financially
but
backed as well.
Arsenal are a better club than Wolves.
Yeah.
But Wolves are financially backed as well, so why would he want to leave Wolves?
I think it's also just like the status of being like Arsenal is a bigger club than Wolves, so like
yeah.
plus he probably has the capability to get to the Champions League, which eventually he will want to do.
Yeah.
So I think that would be like the next stage in his career, and I think from there he could probably move on to like a bigger team and like an even bigger.
I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of us were shocked this season. I mean, for me anyway, I was predicting Arsenal in third position. I thought they would frequently start Pepe, Lacazette and Aubameyang, and that would be dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
But Unai Emery and now even Lundberg refuses to play all three of them, which I find
They
strange.
could play them last night. All three
Was
of
it all
them.
three of them last
Yeah,
night?
it was all
At
three.
Pepe
half
didn't start last night.
Yeah, I know he didn't
Yeah,
start,
but,
but
um,
at half time he took off Willock for Pepe.
But what they need to do is they need to start with more intensity,
Yeah.
and then they can. Pepe should start.
Yeah.
Not.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
think
Pepe
Willock.
last night definitely justified that he needs a starting spot. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, every attack basically came through him and Bellerin working together on the right hand side.
I mean, like personally for me, I think Aubameyang, I prefer him as the main striker.
Yeah.
But then again with Lacazette, I'd like to have him in the main striker. So it's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
with the three, it's kind of hard to like how to make them work together.
Yeah.
Because you kind of want the just two up front, and then you can't play Pepe if you're doing that unless you play him in behind. But it doesn't work as well. So I think it's kind of it's a bit hard, a hard choice for the manager.
Yeah, because it's like trying to fit a right wing in with two strikers.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real formation with that. Is a
Yeah.
possibility without a left
No,
wing.
I mean, in my opinion, maybe one of them should start on the bench, and then depending on the games, because as Lacazette usually scores at home, like he has a fantastic record of scoring at the Emirates. So maybe at home games we start Lacazette, and maybe away games we start Alba and put Saka on the left and Pepe on the right. And I still don't know why he doesn't start Ozil, Torreira and Xhaka in the middle.
Mhm.
Like, I think from last season when we went on that 20 game win streak, like we could clearly tell that Xhaka and Torreira was like a good midfield partnership. And Ozil as well, right now he's playing some of his good football, and like we definitely need that creativity. So yeah.
I mean, I'd say you need a midfielder in
Yeah.
January's transfer window.
No, but I think defender first, top priority definitely, and then a midfielder.
But the thing is, your defence has the capability to be good. Those three players have all been decent for clubs prior. Like Mustafi was good at Valencia, Socrates was good at Dortmund.
Mhm.
Luis actually played quite well at Chelsea.
Actually, I mean, if you go talk to a Chelsea fan, I don't think many of them are big fans of David Luiz, even when he was at the
But
club.
I'd say he was consistent. Like
Yeah.
his performances weren't amazing,
Mhm.
but yeah, he made a mistake every now and then, but it wasn't dreadful. Like
I think it's also good to do with the pressure, because I mean, like Arsenal are known for having bad defence over the last few years at least, and I think like because I thought David Luiz did right at Chelsea, and they had a pretty good defence under Sarri at least, and like so I think he does have the capability to do it. I think it's just kind of like people know, and then it's kind of like you think about it in your head, and then it kind of makes your performances go off a bit.
I mean, there's one thing bringing in players, and there's another thing keeping hold of players, which I feel Arsenal have already had some of their players linked now to other clubs.
Like,
Aubameyang to Real Madrid and Barcelona.
I don't
Xhaka's most likely going to be leaving to Borussia Mönchengladbach.
people started saying that when he was out of favour, but now with Ljungberg and him being back in the starting 11, and the fans are treating him better as well. Like yesterday, the fans really took to Xhaka. Him and Bellerin were the only ones on the pitch after the game, like congratulating the fans for coming. So yeah, I think definitely the divide between Xhaka and the fans is definitely like healing, or maybe it is even healed. So I don't think he'd want to.
And then I'd say Özil might be another candidate for leaving.
No,
he's been linked to again like German clubs.
No, Özil said
not top German clubs, but
no. Özil said he's gonna stay until at least the end of his contract. Like especially last season when him and Emery weren't getting along, he fully came out and said, "There's no point in me leaving in January or now. I'm gonna stay until my contract ends, at least." So yeah.
So now a topic which Ben will be quite happy with. I'd like to focus on Newcastle improving form this season. Is Steve Bruce the right man for the job at the moment?
I mean, I can't say he's not. I mean, we're doing better than we did when we had Rafa. So I mean, he's working wonders for the team. I think the players played for him. That's the thing I like. Like they're willing to give their all because they like Bruce as a manager. I think he's doing a good job. I think there are still we still need to score more goals. Like we don't do that enough. I mean, like West Ham was the first game that we scored more than one goal. So that wasn't in that long ago. But I think since then we've started to get at least a couple in each game. So I think things are starting to look positive, and we've got to try and look for the top 10. I think that's the main goal.
You know, I'd say for any team that actually going to St James's Park is actually a challenge. It's known as a place which it's kind of like a fortress, I'd say. Not last season, but it's starting to build up like that. Like a lot of teams are going there, dropping points. Your away form probably needs to improve.
Yeah.
But last night we saw you won 2-0 to Sheffield United, so that's already an improvement. Would you say it might just be a fluky run of form, or would you say it could turn into something?
I think it can turn into something, but I don't see us getting anywhere like above like 6th or 7th. I think that's like we're never going to get near that. But I think trying to stay around 8th and 13th is kind of like the main priority. And I think like we need to beat teams like we have Southampton this weekend at home. We need to be getting the 3 points there. And I think if we get good performance, like if we manage to win by a couple, I think that's like something to look forward to. And I also think like Almiron, if he could get a goal, I mean he's already got his assists. So I think if he can get a goal, that kind of it will change things around. I think.
I mean, from my perspective, maybe Vish's perspective, we support teams that are often near the top. But for you two, what is it for like a mid-table to lower table team's ideology for a season? Like, what do you aim for? Like,
well, Villa aim to stay in the Premier League this season and then slowly build up to become a good team.
Of course, but like once you're there and you keep doing it every season, don't you want to try and build? But
yeah, but it depends on the owners as well, because you have Mike Ashley as an owner and he doesn't want to build, he wants to get profit for himself. He's not really thinking about the future of the club, he's thinking about the future of his pocket, really. So, really. But
what's your like club's aspirations? Let's say, do you want to be in the top 6 or?
I think you're phrasing it wrong. Club's aspirations. If you ask the club members, I mean, the owner really would answer to what the club's aspirations are. Like Asgo and Ben would say, the club doesn't really want to move forward. But maybe the fans' aspirations is different. Like
I know the Villa manager Dean Smith really wants to play Champions League football soon.
Yeah.
That is a bit far off, but with the financial backing that we have right now,
it
might be a possibility. I think we could.
In the next 2 years, I'd say.
If we don't mess up this season and we keep our players, I think we could.
I think for Newcastle fans, it's more like we used to be a big team and now we've kind of just like dropped off ever since Ashley's gone.
We're still a big team.
Yeah, but like we're not as good as we used to be. We used to be getting Champions League. I think we want a new owner to take us to that level, like kind of like what Wolves have been doing. They've started to move up. I think we just want to be able to like to play against the big teams and have a good result. Because like we have the stadium or like the fan base to do it. We just actually need to get the players in that are gonna have the quality to score like 20 goals a season. I think that's our biggest problem really.
So this weekend, it's a big weekend of football. It's the Manchester derby tomorrow evening at 6:30. What are we thinking first of all? Is it going to be a thrashing, or will somehow United be able to get a result out of it to stop Man City's title hopes?
2-1 United. I think
You think
it was
2-1
going to
United?
be 2-1 United. City are in poor form right now, and Rashford is in good form right now. So I feel like it's it's going to be quite an upset tomorrow night.
I mean, I think he scored 12 goals in 14 as Rashford, so
Mm-hmm.
he's doing not
He's in
bad.
good form, yeah.
Okay.
And he did get that goal taken away from him against Villa as well. Because that was not an own goal.
I don't think that was an own
That was
goal,
not
but
an
I,
own
mean,
goal.
I think it's kind of on the knife edge really, because I think City have the quality to do it, but it's all about, I think if Rashford's in good form and Man U can counter well, then I think they can probably nick a point or 3. But I think if they come out kind of a bit like slow, I think Man City will just take it and like can easily win like 3-0. That's kind of like the way that Man City play.
I mean, I think we can predict that Man City will be the team with the possession.
Yeah.
United are probably just going to have to almost hold it for the first 20 minutes, because what Man City do is, with the big teams, they go all at it for a good 20 minutes, just quick passing around the box, and if United can somehow sustain like a good structure and keep it at 0-0, we might have a chance near the second half.
I think it's about who grabs the first goal. Because like if City grab it, then United are gonna have to like sort of go on the attack, and that can leave you exposed to City. But yeah, if United grab the first goal, then I definitely think it's gonna be hard for City to break them down.
I think a lot rides on the first 20 minutes as well.
Yeah.
Because if Man U look poor in the first 20 minutes, then I think Man City will, the
I
fans will
think
feel
United
it.
have to be up for it. Like
Yeah.
they know that they're not going to get the ball, and I don't know if Pogba's back tomorrow. I think he might be.
But will he start since he's been out for so long?
That's the thing. Do you start Pogba, like a player that you know might have a good game, even though he's not match fit,
Yeah.
or do you risk, or do you think of the fact that he might be off the pace? And
Is he back in training?
yeah, he's been training for the last week.
Okay.
Yeah, but Fred's finally coming into some decent
He
form.
actually is.
Yeah.
He's playing decent.
Yeah, last game he played, he was actually playing pretty decent. I was very shocked to see it. Because the 2 centre mids you have right now.
McTominay and Fred.
No, I was thinking Pereira. Right now.
Pereira's shot.
They are not like Man United quality to me. When I think of Man United quality, I think of the old like Scholes, Giggs, those type of players. Not like these new players that
Fred,
cost
though,
50
Fred,
million
though,
to
I
do
feel
nothing.
like if that's what Fred needed. He needed a run of games to show that he can be a good player once he gets the form going. What Mourinho was doing was putting him in and out. So he wasn't getting in the flow of it, you could say, because he's moved from Ukrainian football into the Premier League. So naturally, he might not be in the pace of the Premier League.
Yeah, I think especially a team like Man U, like, there's a lot of pressure on to do well. Like, because all fans from the other teams, they all like obviously know if there's any Man U players not doing well, like a new signing. Like again, that happened with us, like Pepe. Like lots of people have been on them about him not doing well. And I think it's kind of hard to make the transition because I think the Premier League is the most physical and like quickest football. So I think it is quite hard for some players to make the transition. So I think if you're at a smaller team, for example, like Villa or Newcastle, like there's less pressure on you to do
For
well.
example, Joe Linton.
Yeah.
He's done nothing all season.
Yeah, exactly.
I
He
know
cost
he's-
40
I
million.
know
No
he's
one's
picked up
talking
on it.
about
Wait,
it.
how many goals has he scored?
1 goal, 0 assists. The whole of the
That's
season.
40 million.
So John
Yeah.
Shelby is.
Almiron.
Is
it-
Nobody's commented on Almiron.
How much
I
did
forgot
Almiron cost,
Almiron
though?
existed.
I think Almiron was 20 mil.
Yeah, but Joe Linton was 40, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And Almiron came from MLS, so like,
Yeah, that's a hard switch to be
Where
fair.
did Joe Linton come from?
Hoffenheim.
Oh.
Yeah, no, but they were Champions League football. He played Champions League, so I mean,
Was he good in Champions
I think
League?
he scored a couple of goals, but I mean, he's never been
he
amazing.
scored more in the Champions League
Yeah,
than
yeah.
the Premier League.
He scored 1 goal against Tottenham and we won, so I'll take it. I mean, he got us 3 points technically. So I mean, I think he has got 1 assist as well. He got one against West Ham, I think. Headed it across from the corner.
But I feel like Newcastle are growing as a team right now.
Yeah.
So, because St. Maximin, he's actually, I think he's just adjusting to the Premier League and he's actually getting into the form.
He's gonna do an Adama Traore. Adama Traore
Yeah.
last season was like this guy who just got all the pace and didn't do anything with
No
it.
end product,
He never
yeah.
scored.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum might be like that this season. Have you seen Adama Traore this season?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't
His
want
shots are
He's
scary.
basically pulling a Pepe right now, but it's just he wasn't taking it.
Yeah, true.
it. Anyway, let's round this off by focusing on one more thing. Let's just discuss the Euros quickly. England are through.
Wales
Wales are through.
India not through. because
India
they're
not through because they're not in the
Euro.
Euros. Or Australia. Yeah, so in Scotland we're not through yet, but we could be.
Yeah, but if you
We
are
have to
through,
play.
you're basically out of the Euros anyway.
Yeah.
The group's not looking good.
We'd get England, Croatia, and Czech Republic.
I mean, you could take Czech Republic.
We could take Czech Republic.
you could take England, I think.
England, I think the
Depends
passion
on
of
what
the
you're
fans, you know, like just the moment could, you know, it could
Well,
lift you guys.
We've got to get there first.
Yeah.
First of all, we've got Israel, which I'm hoping we win.
Mhm.
And then second of all, we've got either Norway or Serbia at that team's
Ooh.
stadium.
That's rough.
I mean, Norway you could take, I reckon.
I reckon we could take Norway.
Serbia,
Serbia.
depends.
Serbia are a pretty good team, I think.
Yeah.
I think they have some good
Their
individuals.
core is definitely strong. Like Matic, Milinkovic, Savic. Who else?
Yeah, but we've got John McGinn and Scott McTominay, mate. So no, but as Scotland as a team, if you look at each individual player, they're actually decent players in their own right. Like they could, like Northern, probably I'd say they're better than Northern Ireland, for example. When Northern Ireland are competing for these positions, but as a team, we're not functioning the way we should.
I think the thing about Northern Ireland is they kind of know what their role is. And I think like yes they have like one star player which is John Yeoman and he's doing well, but like
He's the star player.
yeah no, but like the thing is they still do well. Like they've made it to the Euros and they've done actually like they're really good. I think they played really some like good football. They drew to Holland. They could have won that one. I think it's more about like the spirit of kind of the team. I think Scotland, like there's kind of like individuals that have the quality, but then they don't really play as a team in some stages. But I think.
Do you think that's a problem with like the manager? Like he needs to implement.
I mean, Steve Clark's only just joined us, so
Okay.
he needs some time just to know what he wants to do.
I
And
feel like that Scotland just switch managers sometimes a bit too quickly. I feel like there's been quite a few over the past
yeah,
years.
but we had the last one for like 3 years and he did nothing. So
Yeah.
He was there for 3 years.
yeah.
I thought it was a different manager every time I saw them.
So finally, let's just get some predictions on the Euros. Say the team that you think who's gonna win it. Ben.
I think Belgium will win the Euros.
I think Netherlands.
Yeah, I was gonna say Holland.
I'm gonna say Portugal.
No.
Okay.
Portugal
not gonna win it
have
too
got
well,
form, and I'm telling you something. They're a decent team.
I think the main thing for them is they have to make it out of the group. That group is.
Because they got Germany and France, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna change. I reckon Germany could win it.
No. No.
They've been average. Average decent. And Kai Havertz.
Yeah.
That's a future team. That's not a team in the present.
Yeah, but for the Euros.
Yeah. I mean, Portugal won last time, so I mean.
If they win it, they're not going to win it again, are they?
Portugal. Surely not.
Please no. I don't want to see
Mate,
that.
that was the worst final ever.
It was.
Portugal defended for 110 minutes or so.
And then Eder scored.
Eder.
How did you Lloris let that in? Like honestly, he shot from like 50 meters out.
Well, who was scoring?
Lloris.
Lloris.
I remember watching that in America. I was looking, I was eating food and I just saw it. And I was just like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah,
How was that
You
happen?
just know now was going to take that trophy and claim it as his after that match
I
where he
had,
got
to,
injured.
I had to wake up at like 5 a.m. to watch the Euro final. And I'm like, did I really need to watch this?
Yeah.
Anyway,
It was a shocking game.
should we round this podcast up?
Sure.
Yeah.
That might be the last podcast for a while. We might make some for fun.
Yeah.
After exams.
After
Yeah.
exams. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
We can do a Euro coverage.
Pete. Oh, we could.
We
We could do a Euro coverage.
coverage for our 18 subscribers.
We might even get tickets to the Euros. That'd be cool.
Yeah, we could.
Then we could vlog it. Anyway, that was BanterBall.
Thank you.
Peace.